We're your hosts, Tony and Dak. And in today's episode, we're kicking off our NFL offseason, going through what you should expect from us for this offseason, as well as all the other fun stuff we have for this week. Dak and I took a week off, well deserved, well used as well.
Lots of
We
golf.
lots, yeah, we've as you can see my golf bag in the back. I went to the driving range this morning, um, but we've also been plotting some off-season series for you guys just to keep the off-season fun. In today's episode, we're going to be going through what you should expect from us in terms of what these episodes will look like. That will include like mini games, mock drafts, rumor mill, especially with the NFL Combine. And then we have an exciting series coming up, which we'll get to later in the episode. But before we get into our red zone, we need to kick off with some brief thoughts on the coaching carousel because we haven't gotten into it all of them yet. So, and right before we went on our break, we talked about the Super Bowl. But before that, the coaching carousel, right? So before our break, we missed the Browns, Raiders, Cardinals, Steelers, and the Bills. So out of those five teams and their hires, who do you want to talk about? And do you have any thoughts on who they hired and all that fun stuff?
Yeah, I want to talk about a few of them here. Um, just like before we went on air, we were talking about the Bills and just their coaching staff that they kind of brought in.
Mm.
Bringing in Trace McSorley, he's probably going to be their quarterback's coach or their passing game assistant, somewhere around there. It's going to be kind of interesting to me. Brought in a lot of young college coaches um, to kind of fill some spots in there. Interested to see how that goes. The Steelers and Mike McCarthy, he's from Pittsburgh, um, so he kind of knows the the route the city wants to go, kind of the hard nose, working vibe, blue collar kind of vibe that team has kind of always brought. Um, I'll save the Raiders for you, but I just hope they can something can come from that. Michael LaFleur, I don't know, coming from a division opponent and now coaching in the same division is kind of weird to me. Um, you're going to the Cardinals, um, and leaving the Rams. You know how that division is, but how much success is he going to have given how dangerous that conference or that division really is?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
let's be honest, they have a Super Bowl contender every year, and who would have thought the Seahawks would have won the Super Bowl in the offseason if we're sitting here talking about the Rams and the 49ers and we're sitting here thinking those two would probably be more contenders than the Seahawks if we were
Mm-hmm.
being honest, because both of us are pretty low on Sam Darnold.
Yeah. Um, So I looked it up. Trace McSorley is going to be an offensive assistant. It doesn't say what yet. That's just something to keep an eye on. It's interesting because Trace McSorley was kind of just a meme in my mind. Um, but yeah, so the Browns um, is interesting because they kind of screwed over their guy Jim Schwartz because he left. He was very not happy with them for not hiring him. He kind of thought he was going to be the shoe in and just go from there. So instead, they lost their defensive coordinator and hired Todd Monken, who kind of screwed over Harbaugh, who's now in with the Giants, because he expected him to be his offensive coordinator. So then he also had to pivot and hired Matt Nagy, who stinks. The Raiders hired Clint Kubiak. This is who I wanted them to hire from the jump. The second we fired Pete Carroll, I said I want Clint Kubiak because not only of what he did with the Seahawks, but also with the Saints. Um, there was one season where I was avidly following the Saints. No, two. Um, Mostly, well, because of Derek Carr. And I really liked what he did. If you remember, 2 seasons ago, they started the season dropping 40 points back to back on the Cowboys and a different team. I don't remember who. So they started off hot and then they got hurt. And then the Seahawks, their run game was phenomenal, and I'm excited to see what he does with Ashton Genty um, and that offensive line as well. And he brought in real staff as well, which is also exciting, and not just put together jigsaw puzzle pieces. He has a real staff of people that he's been working
Speaking
with and all that fun stuff. I'm
Speaking
really
of
excited.
jigsaw pieces, a Falcons coach is going to be no longer coaching in the NFL,
Probably fired.
and probably will no longer be coaching in general. I forget his name. I think it was Troy Lewis. I think that's the name that I just
Something like
saw.
that. Their defensive line coach.
He's yeah, he's the assistant defensive line coach. He's Gonzo. Part of Sharon Moore's coaching staff at Michigan, was hired 2 weeks ago to coach at for the Atlanta Falcons. And there's more than just accusations. There is proof of wrongdoing. I'm just gonna say that. Viewer discretion advised to go figure out what happened. Kind of nasty. But also
Kinda.
the Cow
Very
the
nasty.
Cowboys just franchise tagged George Pickens.
Oh, there we go.
Um, so that's
So
some
breaking news for you guys right
news.
there. Getting back to the coaches real quick. Like what you said with Mike LaFleur, I thought it was interesting because he's worked against these teams, so it's not like I feel like that's the pro for hiring Mike LaFleur. It's not like he's a newcomer to this division. He knows what to expect.
Yeah.
He knows what kind of things, especially what the Rams do. And the Rams are kind of the head of that division at the moment. Well, I say that while the Seahawks just won the Super Bowl, but in terms of dominance, you think the Rams not. So it's going to be an interesting season, especially with the Cardinals and who plays quarterback for them next year, who plays running back. There's a lot of question marks there for them. So it's going to be
I'm
cool to see how
hearing
Mike LaFleur handles it.
hearing some hot takes out here that saying Cam Ward is going to make the same jump that Drake May made this year with the coaching staff he's got there.
That's
I don't know.
it'll be
I don't
interesting.
know.
Robert
It's
Sala.
interesting to
So they
see.
think Brian Dable's gonna let him be that guy. That'll be interesting.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Um,
Jackson Dart was playing pretty well.
but he's also I'm concerned about him and his NFL future. Anyways, getting into our red zone, which is our meat and potatoes of the episode, we're going to be talking about our schedule for the off season, what to expect from us as your content creators, and bringing you football stuff. Kicking us off, we do still anticipate having 3 episodes a week. What those episodes will be will vary. Primarily, what we'll be talking about is mini games kind of
Football.
thing. Yeah, well, football, yes, but like
Sorry.
I'm talking about what the episodes will be. Mostly video, not video games, mini games kind of thing, like Immaculate Grid and Weddle. We kicked that off a couple weeks ago, giving you guys like dipping our toe into it. I think it was during the Pro Bowl week because the Pro Bowl was pathetic.
Sucked.
So we decided to do that. So we'll expect more of that kind of content. If we can come up with interesting ideas of our own, we'll also throw that in. There's some guys on YouTube. I think they're the BDGE guys. They do a lot of fun stuff. I don't want to steal their ideas, but it would be fun to integrate some of that stuff into our podcast as well. Rumor mill stuff around the combine, as I mentioned. There's a lot of trades, a lot of prospect stuff, how they test, all that kind of
Anthony
stuff.
Richardson
Yeah,
is close to going to the Vikings. Is the
that's
rumor right now.
interesting. Yeah, that's one of the rumors that's going on right now. So just that kind of stuff, keeping you guys up to date. As well, we do that also on our TikTok. I try my best to keep you guys up to date on our TikTok page.
What
What?
the Giants are looking to bring in a running back in the offseason. Notable names to include Jeremiah Love. If they waste a first round pick or a second round pick on Jeremiah Love, like
Jeremiah Love's not going to the second round, so
Travis Etienne,
that
or they
would be
make a trade for
interesting.
Trav
They wouldn't have to
Kenneth
trade for him. He's a
Walker.
free agent. They're both
I
free
know, or
agents.
Kenneth Walker.
Hmm. Yeah.
You have Cam Scatterbo and Tyrone Tracy. Like, what else do you need
I
here?
mean, yeah, but
Oh,
you can
I'm
always get
sorry.
better. But anyways,
That's
focusing
terrible.
focusing on the episode and not Twitter garbage or X, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of stuff that goes on at the combine, a lot of talking between front offices and prospects, all that fun stuff. So expect a lot of dusting up for trades and all that fun stuff. And we'll try to break down some of that, but we'll also try to keep it relevant. So if there's something that happened a couple days ago, we probably won't talk about it on the podcast. Just keep you guys up to date. Mock drafts. There's going to be a lot of that. I would hope and think, with different scenarios, making it fun. Like, oh, what if the Raiders don't take Fernando Mendoza? What if they trade their first overall pick? That kind of stuff could be fun. Um, Throw fun scenarios in there. Uh, just keeping it fresh, keeping it fun,
I don't
because
think that's
it's the
fun for you
NFL.
as a Raiders fan.
As content, I am. If it was real life, then I would be worried. But leading up to the draft, especially, you never really know how it's going to go. I can anticipate us doing those little fun scenarios as we lead up to the draft. But once it gets to draft time, we'll probably start dialing it in, coming up with our legitimate mock drafts, that kind of stuff. We could do some live on the episode or with the episode, and then also do some like personal mock drafts and then break those down. Um, Now, getting to the fun little series we have for you, as I mentioned earlier, it's an off-season preview series. So what we're going to be doing is we'll be taking a deeper dive on the top 6 teams for the NFL draft. So what this means is we're going to be going through like who they have for free agents, who's their front office, possible trade candidates, whether that be them trading for a player or trading somebody from their team, and then we'll also be doing like a 3 round mock draft for both for that team, both with and without that trade, if it includes a first 3 rounds pick. Um, I will be heading that project. So I hope you guys enjoy and Dak gets a little break with from that. Uh, but it's been fun so far. I've finished both the Raiders and the Jets. So it's going to be a fun project. Like I mentioned, it's picks 1 through 6, just to lead us up to the draft and make sure it doesn't go after that. After the draft and free agency as a whole, we will be doing deeper dives into all the teams and what they could look like into the next season. But we don't want to just throw stuff at you guys, and it gets repetitive if we go through all 32 teams. Like, just about every team should be interested in Tyler Linderbaum. So projecting that to every team is going to be ridiculous. Same with other guys like, oh, this team could trade for Brian Thomas Jr., but also these other 7 teams. Like, that's just boring and annoying, and I wouldn't want to listen to it either. Um, so, yeah, our goal for this series is to get you guys to leave with knowing more about these teams. Um, as you guys know, I'm a Raiders fan. I know a darn good bit about the Raiders. I listen to a lot of their insiders. Have almost all their insiders on notifications. So like notifications on they tweet, all that fun stuff. So the Raiders are definitely the team that I know most about, but I also plan on doing more listening into these other teams as well. Um, so yeah, to get you guys the most deep dive knowledge that you guys need and want going into this off season and for your own mock drafts and stuff as well. Dak, you have anything to say about what the people can expect from our off season and all that fun stuff?
Um, just know that we're gonna give you the best that we can. Um, with draft prospects and stuff like that, there's a lot to break down.
Mm-hmm.
And I love breaking down prospects a lot. Um, versus kind of I watch a lot of college ball. I love college football. Um, and experiencing college football at a whole nother level in locker rooms and just understanding who these guys are for who these guys are is like really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys that are at the combine right now, they're performing. They are indeed performing right
Sonny
now.
Styles went crazy
Um,
yesterday.
yeah, so that's something we can talk about next week.
Mm-hmm.
It's just overall like, hey, like what prospects stood out to you the most?
Mm-hmm.
I've went 5 years in a row to the combine, and I when I go to the combine, I don't just sit there and
No, he's a
just watch.
sweaty
I'm taking
tryhard.
notes.
He has
I
a
am
whole
taking
notebook. It's
notes.
ridiculous.
I have like I love breaking down prospects. So just know we're gonna bring the heat. We are going to bring the heat and the fun, and just enjoy, guys.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
That's more of Dak's wheelhouse. I also do a lot of draft prospect watching, etc. But it's more of like film watching from other YouTube content creators. So a lot of it is more locked in and less like, oh, I've seen these guys play. A lot of it is more, okay, this is what I've seen from them. This is their analysis of this player, and it's kind of me combining it and throwing it up. Um, a lot of the podcasts I listen to right now are all about the combine and prospects, that kind of stuff. Nate Tyson, Matt Harmon, Football 301, they were for Yahoo Sports. They are some guys that I will be quoting a lot of, and a lot of my opinions will be from those two because I respect their opinion a lot and they know what they're talking about. Nate Tice is the son of a different coach. I don't remember his dad's name, but his dad coached offensive line. He played quarterback, that kind of thing. Matt Harmon runs also Reception Perception. He also does their fantasy football show for Yahoo, and he like well, I can't think of the word exactly, but what is it? He goes through all the receivers, and he what is the word? Like analyzes,
Breaks down.
breaks down essentially. Yeah, he goes down,
Yeah.
goes through, breaks down every single one of them, their strengths, their weaknesses, all that fun stuff. So those are two guys I highly recommend listening to, outside of us, preferably. Um, so yeah, that finishes up and wraps up our red zone extra point. We don't really have anything for that today. Just keep it simple for you guys today. A little 16-minute episode. What to expect from our off season. So, hope you guys enjoyed. We're looking forward to bringing you guys more content and keeping it exciting and fresh for you guys. Um, After this, we will be recording 2 of the games episodes. So, keep your eye out for that on the feed. Goodness gracious, can you tell I'm a little rusty? Um, Keep your eye out for that on your feed. And as always, we will get to you guys as soon as we can. This episode's coming out today, Friday, 27th. So, hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we will get back with you later. Peace.